Hello and welcome back to the AFL Enjoys podcast. We have another Supercoach special ready for you all today. I'm joined once again by two fellow enjoyers of the AFL and Supercoach, George Sfenda and James Matsa. How are we going, boys?
Very well, mate. Yourself?
Yeah, not bad.
Another indifferent week, I think, for all of us. We were just chatting about our teams and it's neither here nor there. I think we're sort of building, but not making too high of climbs up the ranks.
Yeah, no, not really. It's been a weird year where there's some random positives, but then you look at your whole team and it's like, is that my team? Is that really it? Is that what
There's
I'm
always
doing?
good and the bad, isn't there?
Yeah, no, there really is.
We didn't start our teams particularly well, so we've kind of had a couple of weeks trying to correct our changes, but as a result, we're not climbing up the rankings very quickly. So it's going to be like a full season kind of slowly pushing our way to the top. So we'll see if we can get there.
I think that's part of the fun with Supercoach, you know what I mean? Like, if we were doing well, I think I'd just be more stressed out. Like, there was from another fantasy game, we play Fantasy Premier League. When Dean was at the top of the ladder, and at one point I was top of the ladder as well in the league that we're in. It was stressful. Like, I'm like, what am I going to do this week? I'm going to fall back. And now that I've fallen back and I'm back to mediocrity, I'm kind of like, oh, cool.
You're one of the people now.
Exactly enough. Let's see. I'm one of the masses now.
Okay, I was top 200 in Australia pre-World Cup, just saying.
Yeah, no, fair enough.
Just saying.
He's quite good at fantasy sports, apart from fantasy basketball, which I won today.
It took you a total
very
of
nice.
1 minute to bring up that he won the championship of ESPN Fantasy. Well done, Matsa.
Yeah, you had to bring it up, man. I had to
nice
bring it
of
up.
you.
Shout out to Trey Jones, the finals MVP, for that one. But anyway, back to Supercoach.
Back to AFL Supercoach.
yeah.
I think George had the best week this week, so maybe he'll get us started with discussing how his team went.
That sounds good, but I only beat Matsa by 3 points, I think. So
That's huge, bro. That's
those 3 points. That's 3 ranks at least.
I know,
You
man.
must have had Wilmot in instead of Cowan.
I was punching the wall today when I saw you beat me by 3 points, bro.
Did you have the Wilmot Cowan? Because I got that 51 over that 50, mate. And
I
my point.
had I didn't have either of them actually.
Oh, that's
But
fine.
I had Lockie Jones and not Lockie Jones, Liam Jones, L Jones, and he's an L. He's been an L this year.
100%. It's the beard.
yeah.
He's carrying too much weight.
That's it, man. That's it.
So I got 2-1, 2-4. So top 21% score. My total points now is top 27, which I think is the lowest out of all three of us.
Slightly. Yeah.
Yeah, that is.
So-
Yeah.
Not to our liking, not to our standard, but anyway, it is what it is. So last week I traded in Nick Dacos. I traded in
Bravo. Welcome to the party, man.
Yeah, feels
welcome
good.
to the party.
and he's everything I wanted and more this year. 151 as vice captain, so that was good. And then I traded in LDU for Warple.
Oof.
So more like a long-term play. Didn't have a massive week, but good enough.
I think 102 tagged,
Yeah.
know, and you've got him before the price change, which I'm spewing. I couldn't get onto him, but that was good.
And
Good
I
move.
got rid of Callahan for Van Ruin. So I had to swing Goulden into the midfield for now. And I'll find a way to get him back to the forward line
Good
when the time
trades, to be
comes.
fair. Good trades.
Yeah, so it's okay. I got into the Dacos before and got the 151, which is important. And I don't know if there's a lot I can do now because I'm on 28 trades. So I kind of want to probably not do anything this week just to keep the trades high. I did end up keeping Darcy, not doing anything there. So he got 125, which is good. I know that you boys jumped off and went different routes.
Still, it's weird because Dean was saying this earlier. It's like you kept Darcy, you're happy. I got Grundy, I'm happy. You got English, you're happy.
Very
so
happy.
it's kind of weird. It's weird how that can work
Well,
out. but-
the Rocks did well this week.
I was going to say,
They
George,
did.
you mentioned a few trades there, and in my opinion, they're all pretty solid trades. But had you not needed to get rid of Callahan or maybe thought Warple's downgrade was going to enable you to get someone like LDU, would you have traded Darcy? Like, was it your choice or maybe just you ran out of trades?
Look, I'm definitely not against trading Darcy. I just had made dumb trades in the past. We've talked about McGovern in other weeks, and he actually managed to get 125 the
Yeah,
bastard,
I was
and got subbed out.
I was going to say, how did he go? Yeah, but no, yeah,
So
he looked good.
I've changed my kind of opinion to kind of just be a bit more conservative about trades. So forced to keep Darcy. Hopefully he can keep up, 115 type of scores. He's got a 98 average at the moment, but that does factor in a 40.
Yeah.
So
And now his break even would be very low because he's his last 2 games, 140, 100.
Yeah, he's got a
130,
49 break even.
Yeah, so his price will come back up as well. So, not that really matters if you're holding him for the long term, but it looks better on paper. So,
Yeah. Speaking of
take
rucks,
that.
Rowan Marshall got subbed out in the fourth quarter.
Rest, which is annoying, to be
And
honest with you.
I wouldn't be surprised if it happens again, because I was listening to Ross Lyons talk, and he's like, that was like a strategic thing they like to do. So I don't know about that, man.
They were up pretty big though, so
Yeah.
you would think that in a closer game,
I hope so.
you wouldn't take off your number one ruckman, surely.
And let's be fair, there's usually an injury that happens throughout a game. Like, as bad as it is, there's usually an injury, so less chance of him being subbed out every week. Like, you just don't know. Like, there might be someone who goes out in the first quarter, and then you have to have him out there. So,
That's
yeah,
true.
shouldn't be too big an issue, but it is annoying. Yeah.
I guess the concerns come in the form of Doherty, and we've all got Doherty. I'm sure you guys will mention him as well. He's got an 84 average. He's still getting the ball, but he's just not using it well, and that's affecting his score. Ridley as well. I don't know. I mean, he's probably a 90 average type of player, and that's where he's at the moment. So probably hoping he could go bigger this year. Might not be the case, so might be a D6. And
D7, D8, D9.
hopefully D6.
Yeah.
And apart from that, the team's moving along. Laird isn't performing like we expected. So anyone that went Oliver over Laird is laughing at the moment. But he's a keeper for now, so nothing you can do about it. Hopefully he responds. And Ashcroft did all right. Mackenzie, what's his break even? Still 13, so he'll still make some money. Hopper didn't go crazy, but still okay. I think the team is just a hold for now for me.
Yeah, fair enough.
What about you, Matsa?
So my score this week was 21-21, which was a top 29% score, and I jumped up to the top 22%. So went up about 8.7k ranks. It's pretty sweet. I'll take
Nice.
that.
Very nice.
We're climbing Everest slowly but surely. So I'll take that. The big thing for me this week was I took the gamble, which I don't even think it was too much of a gamble, because Grundy was versing a child this week. So he pulled a 144, and I'd done my calculations of what his price would go. So if he was to go 140 this week, which he did, and then 120 the next 2 weeks, he'd go up to about 619k. So if he does that within 3 weeks, I'd be really happy with that. So very happy with how that turned out. And then the dilemma with that one becomes, do I go English? Do I go Gorn? And how that all works out. But that's a problem for tomorrow, James. So, other than that, the team was just standard. I VC'd Dacos, which was, that was lovely. That just made the week just so relaxing for him.
It's a nice way to start off the week, that's for sure.
It is.
You could have gone bigger as well.
Oh, man, he missed from point blank range 20 meters out. And usually he kicks those ones on the run.
And he got 150 from 3 quarters, because I think the second quarter he touched the ball once. That's the scoring power of this guy. He's mental.
Absolute freak.
That's it. Well, welcome to the party. Welcome to
Feels good, baby.
Yeah, it does, man. The thing that's a bit frustrating for me is the mid prices are just a meh this year. Who would have thought that Guns and Rookies would have been the way to go in the end? But Warple 75 and his break even's 80, Hopper 75, which that's a bit annoying. Setterfield 87, and his break even's 85 now. So it's not like he's a trade out, but like I was hoping that he would bump up his score to the 5.
What's his price at the moment?
His price at the moment is, I'm going to turn off Supercoach Plus, 444, so 444k. It's all right. Like, at least he went up to 100k, but I was hoping he'd get up 150k to make it really worth trading him in. We got to give a shout out to Harry Sheasel though. Hasn't scored below a 111 this year, or 110, whatever.
My third best player.
Third best player is probably like, man, he's so
Best
he's so
Supercoach rookie of all time.
Yeah,
On track for it anyway.
Well, he's had the most possessions out of any first 4 games of all time.
Yeah, that's insane, man.
Love you, Shees.
He's warmed our hearts, in the North Melbourne faithful. It's as long as he stays at half back, he's a keeper in my eyes. Like, why would you get rid of him?
I think Clarko knows that we're not ready to deliver the ball into the 50 the way he deserves. So until we're a better team, he's going to stay at the back, in my opinion.
Yeah. So and that's hopefully that's the case, and I'm assuming that's probably what he thinks. Connor McKenna 86, cool, because I traded him in, so I'll take that. Liam Jones 45, he becomes a bit of a trade option. Break even's still 36, but if you can move him on, if you can get something better, then why not? Yeah. Other than that, I'm in the Doherty boat, which not great. Actually, someone we got to mention, Jimby. Jimby is Gimby, Jimmy, whatever you want to call him. His break even's 18, but the 40 it stunts his growth. It was the one good constant thing we had along with Sheasel.
Well, apparently he was running with Oliver, and it's sort of like the reverse tag.
He tried to tag him, yeah.
He tagged himself out of the game by not getting the ball. So look, he's the least of my problems, to be fair, but it is annoying.
Yeah, fair enough. You tell us about your squad. Jury duty, Dean.
Jury duty. I'm just waiting for Jury to get a game, to be honest.
Fair. I know now it's such an irrelevant name now.
He's getting a game after the bye, I'm calling it. He'll get a game.
Probably.
Look, I scored 2105, so that was a top 27% score, top 24 overall. So can't really complain given I made some mistakes early rounds and with the creating of my team, Town and Bruin. Thank you. But look, I've got the Doch problem. I've got Laird. Just a few of my primos are just not firing as I expected. Even the Bonds just had a good game, but he's not really averaging what I hoped for.
And he had a massive game and it still only resulted in a 120.
Yeah, so it's a bit frustrating. As we mentioned earlier, I traded Darcy to English and I was umming and ahhing all week. Do I just hold Darcy like George did, or do I maybe just sit on it? We'll see how we go. Or do I just go big? And then I didn't have the VC on Dacos and I got scared. And I looked at my team and I said, who can get 150? Laird? Okay, I'm pretty comfortable he's got that ceiling. And then I looked around to the rest and I thought, the Bont can, but he's not been doing it. Marshall's not been doing it. Dunkley can, but he was in that game against Dacos. So I thought, he's off the card. So I thought, geez, I'm going to lose out on potentially 50 points on people if I captain someone that scores 125 instead of 150. So I thought, you know what? As the reactionary that I am, see you later, Darcy.
We all are.
See you later, Darcy. Hello, Team English. And you know what? It worked out. I only lost 12 points on the comp there. So
yeah, that's pretty good. Pretty good result. And look, you've got seemingly the R1 this year.
Looks like it.
Yeah.
But yeah, look, otherwise I've got Tom Green instead of Field. Like you said, a few of those mid prices are sort of just okay, but not really kicking on to that cash gen that we were hoping for. So I'd like to say I'm going to hold this week, but I'm probably most definitely not going to. Most likely, knowing me, I'll go a bit crazy and do a trade boost. And
what do you think? What should we talk about potential trades?
Yeah, the obvious one with a break even of 69, Tom Stewart. He's 572. He didn't have the greatest game, being tagged by McGuinness, but with the scoring power he has, how can you? You can't really go. Can't look away.
For me though, it's the only thing is I've gotten rid of him due to that injury that I thought he'd be out for longer, and I brought in Ridley, thinking he'd be better than he is. And now I didn't even anticipate a Doherty problem, so now I'm potentially wasting like 2 or 3 trades to end up where I started. It just feels yuck.
Fair enough. I guess. How much? If you've got a bit of cash, you can go Warple.
Got 136.
I don't even know.
It's not great.
No, it's not. It's not. This is a year we've just got to suck it up, I guess, and admit to our faults, which is something that I'm not good at. I don't want to do that. I don't want to admit that I was wrong with Ridley, Doherty. But yeah, we just got to bite the bullet and pick a good player while he's there, because there's a few good options. There's him. I was gonna say Laird, but his break even's 160 if you don't have him, so you can wait another couple of weeks for him. Which is good.
Never would have thought he'd drop. He's already at 652. With that you just said, he's probably going to go down to 600 sooner rather than later. People are going to
get him so cheap, man.
And I only chose him because he doesn't drop below a ton, and he's already scored 2 out of his 4 games are below a ton. That's just ridiculous.
Yeah, it's poor. And another option, his break even's 128, but it's Took Miller. That's 625. He's gone down 36k. You're getting him cheaper than what he started. It's another good option. The other one, Merritt. Merritt's at, let's have a look. He's at 578k. We got him cheaper last year, but we saw what he did towards the back end of last year. You know, he's a high quality player, and Essendon looked to give him the ball all the time in the midfield. So another good option. Yeah, actually,
I hear all these good options,
yeah.
and I respond by saying I'm going early on Walsh. Let's go.
Yeah, that's the biggest lie I've ever heard. But
I would do it. Me of all people.
Well, Walsh might
Yeah.
actually help Doherty score again, because if Doherty's not playing up the ground as much, he might stay back, get some cheapies.
I'm gonna hold you to that and keep Doherty because of that. If that doesn't work out, though,
I would keep Doherty. I don't think that's worth trading.
Yeah.
He's still getting the ball. It's not like he's just not being efficient with it. So I don't think it's one of those things where, he's not getting near it. He doesn't look likely. He just has to turn around his disposal. So I'll back him to respond.
Yeah. Another guy who's got to turn around his disposal is Stephen Cornelio. Cornelio.
He's flopped a bit. Huh?
Yeah, his break even is 167 and his price is 516. So yeah, that's one.
He might look as a forward trade target.
Yeah, in the next couple of weeks when you move Sheasel and Zeeble to your back line, that'll be
true.
Cornelio who comes in and fills that void.
I thought you were going to say when you move Sheasel.
Yeah,
I
when you-
was looking at you like, hey, you want to fight?
Nah, he ain't going nowhere.
He's going to be 500k in 2 weeks. So
Man, he's gonna be like 700k at some point, man. She's his goat, so you can't. Yeah, no reason to get rid of him.
Fair enough.
But yeah, let's actually. What are those little stats? Who are people trading out?
Well, so it's very early days, but the number
Doherty.
one trade out is Doherty at the moment.
And then Cam.
Of
This is
course.
players in your team though.
Yeah,
So,
plays in my team.
yeah, but,
So Cam, Orwin Davey, Rowan Marshall. People have had enough.
and then
And Riddles.
and look at the rage trade straight to Dawson and
So Dawson 173, and he's in. It's Tom Stewart, Grundy. People realise their mistakes.
that's it.
Will Day and Samson Ryan.
Will Day looks great.
Man, I picked him up in draft. I'm so happy, man. I picked him up to get a 130 on the bench last week, and then this week he got what? I don't know,
107.
107. That's fantastic.
Bit
For
of a
that-
hot take here.
Yep.
I'm just going to call it.
Okay.
His ceiling,
Mhm.
Bont.
Oh,
I'm calling it.
this is for the same dude who said Jimby Brownlow medalist. He earlier on in the like I think you just see a tall midfielder and you just go,
Hey,
there's Bont.
Will Day around the ball.
He's a versatile player
He's
too.
tough.
They put him behind the ball. Who was taking kick-ins today.
Wait till he puts on another 5-10 kilos of muscle, which will happen over the next 3 to 5 years. I'm just saying, man.
Hey, I'm not going to disagree, but you see a tall midfielder and you just start frothing, which is
And then I see a short midfielder like Blake Drury, and I also start from.
yeah, true. It's just those average like
If
height.
your
players.
average height,
get
just
out.
get out of it.
Yeah, that's it. I don't know what it is with the shorter players. They're just so entertaining
So
to
when you
watch.
see Caleb
Like,
Daniel, what do you think?
Oh, what a gun, man.
no. You know what though? Caleb Daniel, not really, because he's slow. If he was fast, I'd be like, yeah, but he's so slow. It's annoying.
But he's still managed to have a career somehow.
Yeah,
Because he's got great kicking skills.
yeah, no, he does. So if he could have a career, why
Because
couldn't you?
he's like 168 centimeters, man.
I think he's shorter than that. He's like
He's 150.
He's 160.
He's the same height as Ariana Grande.
yes. Yeah. He looks eye to eye with Hasbulla. Cheeky. Nah. Shout out to Caleb Daniel with two given names as his name. Which
Love
is,
that. Love that.
Yeah.
Can we just quickly actually have a chat about the Enjoyers team? Because
Oh yeah,
we
no,
go.
the Enjoyers team.
That's
right.
constantly the team which gives us joy.
Yeah, it has given us joy. This week it wasn't fantastic, but we still managed to go up in ranks. So let's get up those ranks again. So this, I've got to use I'm using my old phone here, which is very slow. Sorry, guys. So we got 110 and went up 485 spots, still in the top 11%. So pretty happy with that.
Nice.
Yeah, the team had Dacos as vice again. We brought in Grundy. You know, I don't know who influenced that, but yeah, Grundy came in. We had Kerno who got 130.
How much are freeze for worth? Like a couple points each, right?
Yeah, true. He must have had a lot, and he don't. Anyway, Cripper 114. What else? Otherwise, yeah, no, the rest of the team's pretty stock standard. But yeah, no, that team is providing us joy. So yeah, shout out to the Enjoyers team. We're looking at trades because this team has about 150k. We can go Doherty, Warple, and Mackenzie into two primos and a rookie. So that's looking pretty. That's pretty exciting.
Make it happen.
Exciting times for the Enjoyers team. Yeah. We're doing all right with that one.
Sweet. And just looking ahead to next week, actually,
Mm.
vice captain options. I'm just having a look for my team. Led's got the Blues Thursday night. He's always an option. There's also Dunkley against the Roos. He's a decent little shout. I know he hasn't gone huge yet this year.
Yeah.
If you've got Clary against the Bombers, I don't see any downside to that. Tim English against the Power. He's a cheeky option as well.
That's fair. When's Grundy playing?
He's got the Bombers Saturday night.
I thought for some reason I thought he had the Tigers, but it must be the next week after that.
If you've got the Madden loophole, you're good to go because he's playing Sunday 3:20. So
yeah,
unless you want to VC Dacos, you can't. But pretty much everyone else you can.
Well, you can see Dacos, right?
Correct.
Against
Yeah,
Saints,
I'd feel very. Oh, but you know what? Marcus Windhager exists for St Kilda, and not that tagging really matters for Dacos, but for some reason you get the feeling that if anyone's going to stop his production, it's St Kilda and the way they defend. So
It's a fair call.
I don't know. I'm probably not going to listen to myself and still put him as captain, but just
I think you can vice captain whoever you like, and then have Dacos as the backup. Really.
Yeah, and it's good that Madden's got the late. Yeah, he's got the late week.
Because Madden's
So I might just go Grundy into him just because Grundy's my boy right now.
He's got Draper. I'm not sure what Draper does he doesn't score well himself, but haven't looked at the history of that.
Yeah, no, I'll go through that. But yeah, he's an option. I'm assuming Witts is going to be back, so Darcy's probably not an option against Witts. If Witts is out, then he's an option. I'd go Darcy.
The only thing is, Led might get tagged by Ed Kerno.
Yeah.
You know what? You're right.
Yeah, this is a tough week for.
But since when was Led taggable though? Last year he didn't drop below 125.
But did they tag him though?
They should have.
I don't think they gave him much attention last year.
I think you give more attention to Dawson. And
Yeah.
Depends where he plays, though.
Have we mentioned Dawson throughout this entire thing?
George touched on him. No,
He got 170, yeah.
One of you mentioned him.
Yeah, for those who didn't know.
But his kicking efficiency was super high, right?
Yeah.
So
I think he's the tag. I think not against you guys because Kerno's gonna. You'd think Kerno would be running in the middle.
Well, the thing is, if Kerno goes to Dawson, if Dawson's playing in the midfield, they can take Dawson into the back line. They kind of expose Kerno.
But you can still the defensive high, half forward, still a thing. He's the usual go for tags though. I'm pretty sure Dawson, which is fair enough because he's so damaging with that with his kicking. So. But yeah, bit of a weird week.
Yeah, I'm not really sure because the Primos just aren't performing. Like you'd like to say that Bont was like a really good vice captain option. He still probably is, but
it's just the roll of the dice.
Yeah.
It's honestly just if you're gonna go Bont as VC, there's no there's not much logic involved unless I haven't really looked at his previous scores against Port.
Even like a Dunkley, who was like considered like the number one lock, is only at 104 average.
Yeah, I don't know. I think Dunkley's just gonna be a meh player for the rest of the year by the look of it. I'm looking at his previous. Yeah, Bont's previous scores against Port 67, 128, and 114. None of that excites me. Yeah.
I think English is the way to go for me.
Yeah. How about actually, I can't even. The thing is, I just realized I can only captain Josh Kelly because of Madden, because he would have been a great option. Actually, maybe do I just go if the VC doesn't work? Maybe Josh Kelly against the Hawks.
Yeah, that should be right.
They've got McGuinness, but again,
No, you can't.
You don't know.
How can you not take Kelly? Kelly's just such a class player. Yes, no, that's a no. That's an
So
NA.
basically the
That's
answer
an
is,
NAW.
The answer is we have no idea.
Yeah. Good luck, guys.
I guess look, that's all I really had to talk about today.
Yeah.
If you've got any questions for us or want to share some of your ideas or maybe just judge our teams because we're not doing too well, just let us know.
Judge our lack of advice that we're giving on this one. Yeah.
If we give some advice, I'd say don't trade Doherty. I think he'll respond.
Oh,
What else can we say?
You can go with that because I'm probably going to trade him.
For who are you trading?
For my team, probably. And maybe the Enjoyers team. If you can improve the team, you do it.
I think he's okay to keep. But yeah, if you want to trade him, fine.
Yeah. If it means we get 2 primos from him and Warple, you got to do it.
Well, look, sometimes better not to give advice than to give bad advice. So
Alright, so
Make of that what you will.
yeah, so trade Doherty, trade Sean Darcy. He's not really that good anyway.
Are there any good any good rookies that we should be aware of? I mean, Samson Ryan is what people are looking at the moment.
Yeah, actually, I didn't think of that because he's going to be playing solo ruck for like 2 weeks.
Nank is out for 4 weeks.
Yeah, but Soldo exists.
No,
He's probably going to be back in a week or two.
is he injured or?
I think he's 1 or 2 weeks out. Soldo. So yeah, no, it's still an option, still a solid option. I don't know about Van Rooyen anymore. Cool, good player, but like if he needed to do a bit better against West Coast. And Tom McDonald kicking 5 that he did just puts him in a bit of doubt. So,
Same with Brockman as well. He didn't really kick on today.
He got
Tough game.
subbed out.
Kent's going to get dropped probably.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I'm not sure there's any really good options, to be honest.
No, Tyler Young actually. Tyler Young. That's the one.
Unless there's a chance.
Yeah.
Sorry to interrupt you. There's a chance George Wardlaw gets the call up.
Goes
He's gonna
straight
be-
on Wardlaw.
he's gonna be
Go
like 200K.
Straight on Georgie Wardlaw.
Is he 200K?
Nah,
Is he
he did.
200K?
Yeah, he's pick 3.
198, I think. Yeah.
Yeah, no, you can't downgrade to him.
He's a tackle. He is though really good at tackles and clearances. So points,
Hey,
baby.
That's Supercoach goal right there.
It is.
Maybe we'll end it on that.
I think that's the only way to end it.
Yeah, that's it on Georgie Wardlaw, who hasn't even played a Supercoach game yet, but we're gonna end it on that
Right.
anyway.
He'll be a star. Save this clip for about 10 weeks from now. And we're all fronting about it.
That's it. You heard it here first. He's good. He's a good player.
If Sheasel's a keeper, then Wardlaw's a captain. Simple as that.
Hey, there we
VC
go.
to C in the same game. All right, we'll leave it at that. Thanks everyone for watching. Give the pod a like on YouTube and sub, of course. 5 stars on Spotify. The socials are usually up here somewhere. We'll catch you on the next one. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Bye.
See you later.
Bye.